Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back. Okay, so all right. So again, for previous chapter, you should watch the video, and also you can do self test after I link this what we call that this test lah. Maybe it took 1 day or 2 days lah. Yeah. For this chapter. But for this chapter, the new chapter that we're going to discuss, audit revenue and receipt cycle, okay, the self-test will be here. So, you can you can do this self-test to enhance your understanding, yeah. And also there are also apa nama tu videos like that you can watch and so on. Yeah. All right. So welcome to this topic, sales and collection. The main two activities in these cycles is sales and then collect. SC. If the previous chapter is P and P, this S and C, sales and collection. So same like before, okay, is regarding the physical control, the authorization, and also the segregation. Okay, I don't have to, what we call that, to repeat this, yeah. The three main activities should be separated so that, okay, you can have a better control on the activities. Okay, it should be supervised. The activity should be documented. Okay, tak payah nak ulang. Sebab tu saya kata chapter ni cepat je. Okay, let's look into the main activities lah. Yeah, the first activity is order. Okay, the sales department, the sales department receive order from the customer. Okay, acceptance of customer order into the system in accordance with management criteria. Okay, of course, if the purchase ataupun the sales based on cash sales, tak ada masalah. Tapi if it involve credit, meaning that we sell on credit, kita jual dan orang customer kita tu berhutang dengan kita, okay, it need some kind of authorization, because we cannot simply give credit to customer that have low credit worthiness. Okay, so the sales order should be checked and also should be authorized. Yeah, so of course during the credit authorization ni, appropriate approval of customer order for credit worthiness, meaning that for new customer dia akan proses, existing customer dia akan review. Ingat perkataan ni, proses, review. Okay, kalau benda tu dalam macam contoh, okay, 1 year, then we review. Okay, tak ada masalah, straight away. Okay, dia ada authorized purchaser. Authorized customer. Terbawa-bawa previous chapter. Authorized customer, so tak ada masalah. Okay, and dia authorized setakat purchase RM 10,000 saja. Bawah pada tu boleh, atas pada tu need new authorization. Okay, tapi kalau dia new, of course dia akan lalui satu proses yang quite tedious lah dan ambil masa. Okay, ataupun existing customer yang dah habis due dia, kita bagi dia setahun untuk 10,000. Okay, then review. Dalam masa setahun tu bayaran ni macam mana? Is it prompt? Maksud prompt adalah on time lah. Kita bagi dia 30 hari, dalam masa 30 hari dia bayar. Ataupun 30 hari dia bayar dalam 35 hari, 36 hari. Ataupun 30 hari dia bayar more than 90 days. So of course new authorization is needed for this kind of customer. Kalau dia bayar according to what been approved, okay, tak ada masalah. Dia akan renew ataupun sebagainya. Alright, so after all the process of authorization semua okay, clear dan sebagainya, the shipping of goods. Maksud shipping of goods is we send I hope that 2025 tak ada lagi student diploma kita ni yang ingat ship tu naik kapal. Hopefully tak, because you apa kata, you well versed, yeah, beli Shopee dan sebagainya, online purchasing ni semuanya kan. You tahu shipping tu adalah sending of the product kan. Kalau awal 2000 dulu ada tau shipping. Saya terbaca ship, lepas tu adalah benda tu, hey, ni bukan ship tu, ni ship kapal ni. Harap-harap 2025 tak ada. Okey, saja je. Nak bagi apa nama tu, you relax sikit. So shipping of goods that has been authorized, maknanya the goods never leave the company ataupun the store without authorization. Okay, so they pick the goods and then send to the customer. Okay, when the good received by the customer, dia akan chop, dia akan send back, and then we going to bill them. Hantar bill ke? Ya, hantar bill. American panggil bill, kita panggil invoice kalau dekat company. Okay, ensure that all goods shipped and bill maksudnya kita minta duit daripada customer lah, at authorized price. Ni penting juga ni. Okay, it should be checked. The pricing should be checked. It should be authorized. Contoh customer tu purchase dengan kita 30. Oh, one more thing in industry, in apa nama company, sometimes the pricing is not the same Macam contoh, saya kerja dekat company tu, nama dia tak boleh sebut nama, tapi dia home appliance without entertainment. Semua barang-barang kat rumah, tolak TV, radio dan sebagainya, semua kita ais, kipas, hub, semua benda lah. Seng Heng, Seng Hub dengan company Achong Enterprise beza. Okay, sebab apa? Seng Heng dia kita panggil main customer. So main customer pricing dia beza sikit. So the pricing is one of the issue lah, the authorized price. Harga masa warehouse pun lain juga. Okay, biasanya nanti kalau you all kat dekat Lembah Kelang, kalau ada warehouse sale, dan saya pergi. Kenapa? Warehouse sale normally is a practice of get rid of the of the stock, because new product ataupun new stock is coming in. So normally we are selling at a minimum profited margin lah. Sebab tu dia murah. So boleh, kalau ada warehouse sale, pergi lah. Memang murah. Okay. Murah lagi daripada jual kat Seng Heng tu. Ini contoh. Okay. Next is cash receipt. Sini adalah isu, segala-gala isu. Okay. All cash receipts are properly identified and promptly deposited at the bank. Jangan confuse prom yang tadi tu. Promptly ni maksud dia lain Ni maksudnya after record, after receive, after approval, kita deposit dekat bank. Mari kita tengok aktiviti control procedure dia. Okay, apa nama tu, of course during the ordering, okay, kita akan pakai pre-numbered document. The sales order should be approved by authorized person. Okay, and of course we check the customer lah, the customer. Ada cerita lah, saya nak cerita sikit. Tapi ni during shipping Okay, customer order barang. Let's say Seng Heng's order. Okay, semua proses okay, kita pun hantar. Later habis bulan ataupun when the invoice due, kita minta minta bayaran. Saya kata, apa saya nak minta? You all tak hantar pun barang tu. Kita pun macam terkejut. Tak hantar. Okay. And then we trace back lah dengan shipping department. Awak hari tu tak hantar ke? Hantar. Mana dia punya documentation dia petunjuk. Okay. Lepas tu kita nampak shop dia lain. Okay. Shop dia lain. Bukan Seheng. Home appliance juga. Company tu home appliance juga. And then signature dia pun kita tak tahu lah siapa yang sign. And then kita pun hantar kat Seheng. This is not our address. Kita pun pelik lah. Okay, normally we send to that address. No, we move already. We in fact fax to you. During that time fax. Hantar fax. Dia tak ada email, tak ada apa during that time. We fax to you. And then kita pun tak ada pun. Lepas tu kita pula trace back. Rupanya dia fax tu yang receive tu adalah staff yang dah berhenti dah pun. Kan? Dan staff tu tak update the address. For your information, during that time, okay, if you want to update the address, you should update at least to 4 departments, yeah. The first department is, of course, the account receivable department, the accounting department lah. Second, to the sales department. Okay, dia tak ada integrated ataupun centralized data, tak ada masa tu. Second, factory pun dia ada rekod dia, company saya ada. Dan satu lagi shipping department. Jadi yang update pada waktu tu adalah dekat tak silap saya sales ataupun accounting lah, saya tak ingat sangat. Jadinya betul lah kita hantar kat tempat yang salah. Tapi tempat yang salah tu, contoh kedai tu dulu Seng Heng, tukar company lain. Company tu nama dia contohlah Albert Wong contohnya. Albert Wong Home Appliance. Jadi kita pergi balik ke company tu. Ni Albert Wong, you terima tak barang ni? Dia kata tak ada pun. Signature siapa ni? Jadi semua pening lah. Semua pening, cek memang dia tak ambil responsibility lah. Memang chop tu, tapi siapa yang terima? Tak ada bukti pun. Tak ada siapa yang ada signature tu. Jadi dia jadi by right that company, the new company yang dah ada chop tu, of course dia punya staff ke apa. Tapi kita tak tahu, maybe fictitious dan sebagainya. Jadi end of the day memang hilang macam tu je lah goods yang kita hantar. Saya lupa dah hantar apa tapi saya rasa cost dia dalam 1,000 ke 5,000 lah. Antara 1,000 5,000 sebab yang hantar tu ada lori kecil tu. Lori kecil tu lebih kurang macam tu lah harga dia. That's why this is very important, very important. The documentation, meaning that salah staff tempat saya kerja juga. Dia kena, masa chop sign tu dia kena check betul-betul. Okay. Dah lah chop tu, patut hantar kat Seheng, chop tu Albert Wong. Dah nak tengah Albert Wong. Janganlah apa kata, janganlah angkat balik barang ni Albert Wong, apa hal Albert Wong, patut Seheng. Salah staff juga. Okay, nanya ke staff tu. So that is the real story. Meaning that kat sini juga kena faham satu benda. Yang satu benda tu ialah proper documentation, proper dispatch of goods, proper billing is very important in sales and collection to avoid any first fictitious. Cerita saya tadi bukan fictitious. 2, error. Ni the main error. Kita nak avoid error juga. Honest error ni. Then of course 3 tu, of course I believe the maybe staff kat situ dia manipulate lah. Dia tahu orang ni nak hantar kat Seheng so kita buat terima, tapi kita tak tahu. Misappropriation of the the product and so on. Okay, so bila saya dah bercerita ni, kat sini akan ada proper, you boleh make sense lah, like shipping document and sales invoice must be pre-numbered and accounted for. Shipping document and invoices are approved by responsible officer. Okay, on this, apa yang saya cerita tadi tu, bila the report comes, okay, tak properly check by the maybe tempat saya kerja tu factory manager yang patut check. Tapi factory manager sibuk, macam-macam aktiviti dia kena buat. Okay, maybe dia kata, okay, letak je dalam tray tu. And then send to the accounting department. Accounting department masa buat billing pun dia tak check, kan? Dia just tengok atas tu, dia tengok atas, dia tak tengok bawah. Dia pun buat invoice hantar ke Seng, kan? Dan sebagainya lah. Acceptance of goods by the customer. Ni, the main, the main story tadi tu, acceptance by the goods by the customer is not properly checked. But due to that, okay, customer may deny that they receive the goods or the goods were sent to the wrong customer. Ni, the gist ataupun the main story behind what I'm telling you just now. Okay, nampak tak? Walaupun dah sampai barang tu, dah turun barang tu, dek kerana cop yang betul, dek kerana kita tak boleh detect siapa yang sign tu, dia boleh deny. Of course, Seng cuci tangan lah. Sebab dia memang dah pindah. Dia dah inform kat kita, ada Max pula dah. Apa tu? Facts tu ada, tapi tak di-update dekat another three department tadi tu. Okay. Siapa ya? Saya nak ingat siapa yang terima facts tu. Tak ingat dah siapa dia. Okay. Apart from that, duplication copy juga boleh berlaku. Ada je tau. Kan saya kata during that time kita guna iPad. Okay. Ada duplication. Kita hantar invoice 2 kali pada syarikat, satu syarikat kecil ni lah. And syarikat kecil tu bayar 2 kali. Dia orang tak check ke? Tak silap saya audit jumpa. Apa pasal company ni? Ni invoice ni patut nombor invoice lain ke? Kita pun check. Tak ada, company ni tak ada. Customer tak ada order 2 kali. Call balik. Ayah, kita dah bayar 2 kali ke? Invoice tu duplicate tau. Itulah dia. Kalau dulu tu dia boleh duplicate, dia tak ada control. Nowadays semua murah accounting software boleh detect duplication. Gong juga company tu, dia bayar customer tu, dia bayar 2 kali. Yang kena marah definitely the accounting department. Just nak share supaya you all prepare for this. Dia accounting department is the heart of the company. Heart ni benda yang tak elok, heart pun kena. Contoh, awak makan tak betul, heart kena. Awak exercise, orang yang dia puji, muscle kita, tangan, body cantik, heart patut dipuji. Heart makin bagus. Heart tak dipuji yang kat luaran je. Macam itulah cerita dia. You prepare, mentally prepared. Saya bila jadi macam tu, saya macam mujurlah. Bukan department saya. Department saya is payment tadi tu. Accounts payable is my department. Kakak-kakak yang dekat account receivable ni memang kena marah dengan bos. Okay, tu cerita dia. Of course, ada asas dia sebab you should always check with the supporting document and whatnot. And the supporting document should be the whole documentation lah. Daripada atas ke bawah. Bawah tu ada chop and sign, check that one. Next, separation of duty between receiving order, authorization and so on. Because definitely if tak ada segregation of duty, misappropriation of stock and so on can be happen. Especially kat mana tau? Return. When the customer return the product, okay, kalau tak ada proper documentation, proper documentation and checking, okay, we can still dia apa tu, bill the customer, and customer pay. Customer pula dia tak check, dia dah return that product kan. Dia pay. So produk yang sampai dekat receiving department ni ataupun dekat store tadi tu, apa berlaku? Tak ada siapa claim. Sebulan tak ada claim, 2 bulan tak ada claim, 3 bulan tak claim, hilanglah lepas tu. Memang hilang lah. Tak kira lah siapa yang ambil kan. Customer pun kadang-kadang ada customer yang betul-betul check, ada customer yang tak check pun. That is the real situation, ya. That's why auditing is very important, ya, in to detect this kind of call that apa nama tu, error ataupun misappropriation and so on. And finally, the monthly statement should be sent. Alright, so mari kita baca benda ni. This time, I want you to read. Okay, I want you to read, and then I will focus only I focus on the weaknesses. Yeah, so I give you like 3 minutes to read. Yeah, you can read from the screen, or you can go to what we call that, to the blog, and also read directly from the source. Okay, I give you like 5 minit ya, 5 minit kot untuk baca benda ni ya. So the 5 minutes starting from now. Okay, so jom kita tengok satu persatu. Okay, the first one, yeah. The first one, no checking was made by the credit controller on customer order. This is definitely one of the weakness yang perlu kita address. Why? Because running the risk of selling to the customer who are not credit worthy. Maksudnya dia kena check dululah customer ni payment dia macam mana dan sebagainya. Kita nak elakkan daripada apa yang dipanggil sebagai bad debts. You learn about bad debts kan. So at certain stage kita kena expensekan dia, habislah. Sepatutnya benda tu sebagai aset kita yang patut kita dapat duit. So because of the customer cannot pay, okay, it become expenses. Rugilah untuk company. So what should we do? Customer background should be checked. Okay, and the credit worthiness ataupun the status of the customer should be checked regularly. Once a year ke review ataupun twice a year ke kan, semi annually ke dan sebagainya lah. Next is the dispatch number 2. Number 2 kat sini, the dispatch notes were not compared with customer order. Okay. So dia punya possible effect ataupun possible risk is wrong type ataupun quantity of good could be delivered to the customer. Okay, dia minta aircon 1 horsepower, kita bagi dia 2 horsepower. Okay. Walaupun customer mungkin tak apalah, 2 horsepower saya bayarlah tu, tapi it's not good. Kenapa? Kadang-kadang kita kacau stok orang lain dan sebagainya. So the goods should be inspect and match against the order before making any delivery. Okay, and number 3, there is no acknowledgement by customer upon arrival of goods. So bila dah sampai barang tu, customer mesti ada chop sign ke whatever kan. So the customer might deny that the good received, might deny the good has been received, or the good may be delivered to the wrong customer. Ini cerita saya tadi. So cerita saya bukan cerita sia-sia, memang benda tu adalah isu dalam SC, Sales and Collection. The invoice should be approved and signed by Encik Sani before posting them to the customer. Atas ni, sorry. Customer send copy should be enforced to avoid any misunderstandings. Mouse ke bawah pula. Okay, number 4, the invoice are just checked without any indication of approval before the recording is made. So it should be checked lah, because we want to make sure that the sales ataupun debtors is not understated or overstated. So the recommendation, it should be approved and signed by Encik Sani before masuk dalam sistem, before posting to the ledger. Number 5, no monthly statement is prepared and sent to the customer. Monthly statement is very important. Why? Because the customer will track their purchases, their purchases ataupun sales yang kita buat tu. It can be tracked and it can be what we call that follow up, perkataan dia follow up, and the company and of course they know lah, if any mistake in the invoicing and whatnot. Okay, because mistake happen sometimes. The product should be 1, we bill them 4 contohnya. So the customer will notify the mistake, and then later we check and then we we amend the mistake. And the recommendation, the company should send monthly statement. And finally, of course, there is no evidence of segregation of duties. So weakness dia adalah no proper segregation between handling check receive, check record, sepatutnya orang-orang yang lain. So the company can lose check. Okay, lose check ni zaman-zaman dululah. Dia ada check tidak berpalang. Sekarang ni check semua berpalang. Apa maksud palang? Palang maksudnya check tu mesti masuk dalam akaun yang ditulis tu. Kalau dia tulis itu Malaysia Berhad, dia mesti masuk dalam Malaysia Berhad, tak boleh orang lain. Kalau dulu boleh kalau tak ada berpalang. Kadang-kadang customer kita lupa nak palangkan dia. Okay. Kalau siapa-siapa yang nak tengok cek, boleh datang office saya. Cik, saya nak tengok cek lah. Tak pernah tengok cek. Zaman-zaman saya student dulu, kadang-kadang marah, Majlis Amanah Rakyat bagi saya beasiswa boleh ubah, dan kadang-kadang kita terima cek. Ada ketika-ketika tertentu kita terima cek. Biasanya bila kita dah sesambung belajar kat overseas, dia dah masuk dalam account. Tapi masa sebelum kita fly, and then kita nak beli baju sejuk lah apa semua, mungkin dia tak sempat bank in ataupun I don't know, dia bagi cek. Peganglah cek. Student masa tu cek. Ada student yang tak ada account bank. Okay, kena buka account bank nak masuk cek dan sebagainya. Alright, so the company may lose check or cash received, and that may be misstated if fraudulent activity is done, and the company should have different person to handle the transaction ataupun handle different task ataupun different job function. Alright, so jika ada soalan, boleh tanya soalan dekat message. Kalau tak ada soalan, bagi thumbs up. Sebab saya nak bagi 8 minit break sebelum kita masuk topik yang baharu. Ada soalan? Tak ada soalan, bagi thumbs up dan saya akan bagi break. Okay. Tetapi sebelum break, saya nak tahu siapa yang masih berada dalam talian. Rasanya macam tak ramai. Jadinya saya nak you all self-test 2, dan macam biasa nanti dalam buat self-test 2, dia akan ambil masa dalam 10 minit. Okay, lepas tu baru saya akan bagi break, dan macam biasa saya akan saya nak you all laporkan dalam WhatsApp. Okay. Okay, buat self-test 2 sekarang. Okay, masa diberi 7 minit dari sekarang, 7 minit. Pukul 10, dah ada laporan masuk dalam WhatsApp. Dan saya akan tahu siapa yang ada, siapa yang tak ada. Okey, boleh laporkan markah dekat dalam WhatsApp. Okey, 20 orang tak ada. Ada 7 orang saja. Okay, so you deserve a break. So we will continue at 10:10. Yeah, at 10 minutes past 10. Alright, thank you very much. Have a good break.